Hey everybody, this is Kale with my response to Natalia's video blog, and I love how you started from the beginning. You know, I, let's start right with the Bible verse where you went with Genesis 1:27. I really love that you point out that when approaching the client, we are looking at the image of God. He didn't create any of them halfway godlike. He created all of us in His image, male, female, and every ethnicity. So thank you for pointing that out. Um, we all do deserve equal treatment, and it is obvious that everyone doesn't get equal treatment. So I think that is an extremely appropriate verse to bring up, and I really identify with that. Um, I want to talk about your golden rule thoughts. I completely agree. In looking at these video blogs, I wanted to look for some things I disagreed with, but everybody seems to be on point. So I don't think I'm going to be the scandalous guy on the video blogs because I, I really picked up on the point that you made about a responsible goal when you were kind of wanting to live between the golden rule of the authors and the golden rule do unto others as you would have them treat you. You pointed out responsibility and the ethical concerns that we should have when we develop our own personal golden rule. And that is something that I think we really take on as um, a lot of responsibility as a counselor or a future counselor. Your um, action taken when you mentioned an awareness of power and privilege. I really identify with that. And in fact, I began to change my perspective on social justice while we were doing this project. As I mentioned in my log, I started to think about other groups. I began this thing thinking multiculturally, but there are other groups that uh, also are underserved or are unaware that there is help for them. So I appreciate that you bring up awareness of power and privilege, um, and that you mentioned be an example. Now my action taken was a little different. I talked more about my decision making. However, uh, in that fictional decision making, I would have to take into account, who is privileged here, who is powerful here, and who needs a little help. So if I came into resources that I had to allocate, I may have to, look at the people that have privilege already and possibly, um, put a bigger amount of resources into those less privileged, just to try to get the needs of the most, as the authors mentioned, met. So thanks again. I really appreciate your log, and look forward to seeing the rest of the classes.